Hello, Shakhar Pelled, freelance translator since 1985, sharing with you some insights about the industry, the art, and the profession. So today I'm gonna talk about entering into CAT tools. What does it mean what does it entail actually for a new translator entering the market to go into this enterprise or adventure of using a CAT tool? So let me fire out my word here. So actually we're talking about the costs of entry. First, you have to buy Trados or what's the new one that's going on? MemoQ. There's WordFast. There's so many. There's a free one, open source. It's very nice. Omega T, and it has a wonderful support group. But it does require you have to be a bit geeky to work with them, and it doesn't parse everything so smoothly. It doesn't work so smoothly with all kinds of stuff. Ultimately, I forsook it because it didn't parse Hebrew, so there was no spell checker. It's a problem. But it could be very good for languages like European languages, highly recommended and free. And it's interesting to play around with if you're inclined in that direction. But let's say you're not, and you just want to buy the tool that uses it throughout the market in order to get work with the larger companies that will not take you on if you do not have a CAT tool. And the larger projects like IT projects, computers, especially printers, etc., that really demand a CAT tool because they can't work without it. They translate it into so many languages. So you have to buy Trados, which is the most common, and that costs a bunch. It can put you back quite a few €100. Dollars, depending on where you're buying this. And then you're faced with a learning curve. You have to learn this program, understand its quirks. It has all kinds of things that suddenly are problematic. There used to be more problems in previous versions. In the Hebrew, for example, there were a lot of problems. I'm sticking with version like in 2000. My version is 2011, and it's okay. It's stable, and I'm not going to switch it because I'm afraid of upgrades. Upgrades are always at a risk of downgrading you because if you have a stable system that's working, you don't want to invest all those hours in breaking in a new system that is not tailored to your needs. Anyway, in this way, I'm a late adopter of systems. Even to this day, for emergencies, I have on a virtual machine, I have former versions of Windows, and there's some work that I do in former versions in Windows 7 instead of Windows 10 with all its own quirks. But ultimately, whatever you decide or however you are inclined, you will have to learn the program, and it's a learning curve. And now this is my usual rant, and I'm quoting now from the famous Star Trek episodes that deal with the Borg. You will be assimilated. You are going to pay for the program. You are going to invest the time in learning it, and ultimately it will exploit you as a translator to create strings that will be in the system of the agency that you are working with long after they've stopped working with you, and move on. All royalties and rights to your translation, once you begin using a translation tool, will be transferred to the agency, and they will use this. And in fact, they are plagiarizing your work and using it and reusing it, and you will not get any intellectual rights. So in fact, you are required to invest quite a bit of time and energy and money in order to buy the instrument of your own abuse. But again, it's a market. So you want this because you get more work. So if you have a lot of high quality work, you don't want it. You don't have to be bothered with it. But if you're not, then you yourself will have to base yourself to the market conditions, because that's how it works. And you will have to work within this system. But that does not make it any fairer or any less abusive. And I'm sure that one day someone will have to address this issue of plagiarization through TMs on a legal basis. So maybe someone will heed the call and find a way to make the companies, not really the companies, the end users, really pay for the work they get in these regurgitated translations. But I think this is maybe a quixotic dream, because actually you sign away all your rights to the target text, and they buy all the rights and they can do whatever they want with it. So just thoughts.